Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the platform. Welcome to the journalistdj.com. My name is Andile, the journalist DJ, of course, or the journalist, as some would say. And yeah, man, it's another edition of the show. Today, my guest is none other than Aisia Casanova. I hope I hope I got your name right. Okay. So I'm gonna add her on now so we can just uh Asia Casanova. That's a very, very cool name. Very, very cool name. I like that name a lot. Shout out to Tumelo. I see you, brother. Hello.
Hi, I'm Dile. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm the excited one, Thank you so much for, making time for this chat. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure you heard now, I wasn't sure if I got your name right.
So, you actually came closer than a lot of people have in a really long time. So, thank you for that. It's actually pronounced Aisha.
Whoa. I mean, I can pronounce Aisha. It's spelled different.
Yeah, we can blame my mom for that one. When my mom comes with me, we're headed to South Africa, hopefully very soon. When we get down there, she'll have a lot of explaining to do.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice, man. Hopefully I'll get to meet her. Your story is very interesting. You are based in Angola, but you are actually American.
That's
So how
right.
did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's serendipitous, really. If you had asked me 10 years ago, like, where are you going to be in your life? Do you think that you'd be on the African continent? I probably would have said I would have loved to have been on the African continent, but my sights really weren't set here. I've been traveling since probably for 15 years now. I've lived in other countries all around the world. Um, and Africa just seemed to call me. I actually came here to sign a contract with an international school. And after a year that I was here, the powers that be had me in the studio meeting with the right musicians, and the rest is history. It just panned out like that.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like a divine intervention. Being someone that's so well traveled, what is it about Africa that just speaks to you the most?
Oh, wow. I love that. I think when you finally get here, like, I always like to say that because I'm of Mexican background, I like to say that Mexico obviously is my motherland, but I also like to say that Africa is everybody's motherland. When you
Mm.
get here, there is just a vibe that is undescribable. Like, everybody, you talk to any American, they when they talk about like their dream places, Africa is always something like that for us as Americans, but it almost seems really far, like very much out of reach for so many of us. And I'm here to say it's not, people. You can come here. There's just so much beautiful opportunity here to mix with Africans, and
Mm.
just to get to know the cultures. And another thing I'd say for Americans is, Africa is not just one country. It's like lots and lots of countries and lots of different cultures, and not all Africans are the same.
Interesting. Yeah, because I think a lot of people, outside of the continent think that, yeah, Africa is just one big country. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting stuff, and I'm glad that, but because of social media, more and more people are starting to learn about, what's really, really happening in the world. And yeah, we happy to have you on the continent. And I understand that, you set up shop the moment you landed here with ooJah Productions. So tell me about your company.
Awesome. So that's actually pronounced ooJah Productions.
Oh,
And we
ooJah.
can
Okay.
thank we can thank my business partner and massive creative, Cesar Ramos, Crack New Beat, who actually helped me open up the company. When I got here, and like I said, a year later, you know, I found myself on stage singing with this really well-known artist, an up-and-coming well-known artist from Angola. And when I got off, people were asking me, like, what are you doing with your life? Again, I was back at that kind of crossroads in my life. And I found that here in Angola, it is so accessible to get in a studio. It's so accessible to meet artists and musicians who really, really just want to, you know, they just want to make music. You know, I think we've lost that a lot in the United States. I'm not saying that music isn't a business, because it is, and you need to have that. But people just make music because they love it here. And, you know, they can be up hours making tracks and, you know, writing music. And so I found myself in the studio, Mukabal Records, right here in Angola. And I met the executive producer. Well, he was a producer at that time. And we made music. And it was like, listen, I want to pop. You want to pop. What do we need? Well, we need to cut out the middle person. We need to not be at the mercy of producers and labels and this and that. And so we came together and we just said, you know what? We have this dream idea. The mission statement of ooJah Productions is 3 words: music, vision, and unity. And it does all those 3 things. And I love it. You know, we started it in 2019, and here we are, fast track 3.5 years later. And what we've been able to accomplish by cutting out that middle person is just remarkable. So, you know, we're independent artists, but we have our own production company. Like, from the moment we make that composition to the moment we put it out into the world, it's all in-house.
Okay. Nice. So, you know, you're not just an artist, you're a business person as well. I love that. I love that for you. So tell me, you know, listening to your music, I can tell that it's inspired a lot by dance music. So tell me about you, Aisia, and you know, just your, you know, your love or your passion, or what influences you about your creative process.
Okay, thank you. You know, even though I've gotten I've got my foot in the door as a recording artist now at this stage in my life, I've always been a musician. I've always been a singer. Ever since I was a little girl, that was the dream. That was the dream. I always wanted to sing. So I studied music in university. You know, I've paid all my dues. I was the house vocalist for like hotels, and, you know, ran with bands and toured with bands. But I always wanted to make my own songs. I always wanted to make my own music. I always wanted the stamp Aisia Casanova on a song. So I primarily consider myself a singer first and foremost, because I technically can sing. Well, technically I can sing anything. With that said, I think that like dance music, house tracks, especially house, you always, not always, but you often, producers and music makers who make house music are often looking for a vocal ranged vocalist. You know, they want somebody with pipes, or they want somebody that can, you know, just really make great interpretations. So house music was a real natural for me, let's just say that. And I love pop music, and I think when it comes to talking about genres, it's a bit tricky for me, as I'm sure it's tricky for all artists, simply because what we call house here on the African continent, they may consider in the United States pop music or something else. So obviously house music is massive here on the African continent. And so it just seemed like a really great fit for me. I had producers coming out of the woodwork and just handing me tracks, you know, handing me stuff. I want you to sing on this. I want you to see what you can do on this. I want, you know, and so after I would do Aisia Casanova, I'd find out later, wow, you know, you just recorded on a house track. I did. you know, and I love dance music. Who doesn't love dance music? And we need more of it now.
Yeah, we definitely do. Interesting insights, you know, when you say that, you know, what we think is, or what we feel is dance music here, in other parts of the world they might hear something different. Because I recently Googled deep house, and the stuff that I found, I was like, this is not deep house. But I think it was like, you know, people in the UK that made that compilation, and I was like, okay, wow, clearly, you know, we don't have the same, you know, genre when we think about music. Anyway, interesting stuff. So yeah, you know, you finally released your debut single, and it was released in 2019, right? So, you know, what inspired, you know, Push and Pull?
Yeah. So Push and Pull was the second song that was recorded on the EP. Twin Flame Love was actually the first. And from that, you know, when I thought at first I was just recording songs just to record songs, but as I started to put all the songs together, I started to see like a very natural theme that very easily and again, like perfectly and beautifully aligned and were able to be put under the umbrella of Twin Flame Love, because they were all sensibilities or sentiments or insights into like what you would call a twin flame love romance. And Push and Pull was the first song that I recorded. That was, I'm telling you, it's like these house tracks were coming out. They were big. They were like, people were sending them to me. And I also say that I get like these divine downloads, because when I hear my writing process is I hear the music, it usually moves me and something comes right away. You know, I get the hook, I get the chorus, and push and pull, I don't want to be with you. It just kept, you know, kept coming to me, and I'm like, okay, this is it, and I usually go with it. When I go with it, the rest of the song just kind of comes, it pours out of me. So Push and Pull, yeah, it's just, you know, that's how it was made. One day, 2 hours, the producer, when we were in the studio, and he was like, this is fire. We got to, you know, let's finish recording it tonight. And yeah.
And now we have a beautiful song out there, which, you know, you also released an EP. You have a single called Twin Flame Love, and it's also the name of your EP. So clearly, you know, this means something. You know, when I first saw the name of the song, I was like, oh, okay, are you singing about twins, or you know, what's going on? You know, what does that mean?
Good one. You know, there's a lot of Twin Flame Love groupies out there, and they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. In fact, you know, if you Google Twin Flame Love, you will get organizations and, you know, blogs and, you know, people talking about the concept of the twin flame love. So the beauty of the twin flame love relationship is that, different from the soulmate relationship, these are two people. The concept is that these are two people who come together for one single purpose in life. So soulmates, you know each other from past lives, it fits, it's perfect, you can't be without one another, etc. All of that happens within the twin flame love relationship too, with the exception that you're actually meant to do something greater than just fulfill your love for one another. And the stories are that, you know, they're usually, you know, they usually come upon like a lot of challenge. So often a twin flame love union will be, you know, two people from different cultures, two people that are from different age groups, two people who are, you know, it's just always from different religions, just and so on. You know, it's always, it seems like that odd couple, like, huh? How did those two end up together? But they do end up together, and together they're able to like bring light into the world. And they make great change.
I did not know that. Clearly, I need to read more. Clearly, I need to read more. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it on my notes. I need to read more about Twinkling Love. Sounds like a very interesting concept. Thank you so much for
No
educating me.
problem. No problem. Which is also why push and pull is also comes into this kind of the narrative of the EP, because the push and pull dynamic is something that also occurs within twin flame loves. You know, it's like they don't know why they're together. They struggle. The one wants to leave the relationship, the other one wants to stay. You got the runner, the pusher, so you've got that push and pull dynamic happening within the twin flame love relationship.
Okay. No, thank you so much for educating me. And another important song you wrote, you collaborated with an artist from Angola for Independence Day, and I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the name of the song, so because it's so difficult for me. Um,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but okay. Should I try to pronounce it? Should I try?
Go for it. Do it,
Oh,
Andile. You can do it.
oh, okay. My eyes now are bad. Okay, let me zoom in. Obombua. No, I'm not gonna do this. No, no, no.
No, no, please. You're close.
Okay, it's Ombobwa Otisolo.
Very close, very close. Ombemboa
Oh,
ochisola.
Ombembwa Otisela.
Yeah, very good.
What language is that?
Umbundu.
Oh, okay, cool. Damn, I also need to travel, man. Esh. But anyway, yeah, yeah. You're saying?
My understanding is Umbundu, the language, it runs like even from down there in South Africa all the way up into Angola and who knows what other countries because these are tribes. This is a native and a traditional language that is within tribal people. So Umbundu is not just a language. My understanding is not just a language that is known and is spoken here in Angola, but definitely in
Mm,
other African countries too.
okay. So what's the significance of that song? Because it's Independence Day. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ombemboao Chisola happened so organically. It was such a beautiful experience. We were commissioned, myself and a couple of other musicians, by the International School to come up with a really special song for Angolan Independence Day. It's a really big day here in Angola, really big, highly celebrated, and very well respected. And we just got into the studio one day and we had Plan B playing on the guitar. We had the recorders going, and then we had M. Depon, who is just a great lyricist, and he's a poet, and he's a rapper, and he just started rapping the intro. And then I just came in with what I do, just
Mm-hmm.
felt it again, divinely inspired, and I came up with a melody. So the melody came first, and then we
Mm-hmm.
said, wow, we really should honor the traditional languages. Let's, who in here speaks a traditional language? And it happened to be M. Depon, and we were like, let's think of just some very simple words. We wanted to make it a very simple, beautiful, and timeless song. And we
Mm-hmm.
came up with Ombemboa Ochisola, which means love and happiness, or happiness
Mm.
and love. Sorry, my bad. So that's
Happiness and love.
technically all I'm saying over and over and over. But of course, it sounds so extraordinary when you're doing it in a traditional language,
Mm-hmm.
um, love and happiness. So that's what the message is for Independence Day, is like peace, love, happiness. Yeah.
Okay. Dope stuff.
Thank you.
Positive vibes, positive energy. I
Yes.
saw on your social media pages that you've already collaborated with an artist that has unfortunately passed on to ice from SA. Yeah, and yeah, man, my question is, South Africa, what does it mean for you in terms of music? And can you just talk a bit about working with the later Ice?
Wow, Antila, you really, I wasn't expecting that, really. Um, South Africa is very special to me because when I first started making my music here, I really didn't think there was going to be a place for me in Angola. And my journey as a musician is also about awakening myself, trusting my art, and trusting that no matter where I am in the world, I am going to find a following. I am going to find people who resonate with what I've got to give. And, but I didn't start here in Angola. I started making all my music here, but because I was singing my songs in English, I decided, I got together with my people over at ooJah Productions, and we thought, you know what, maybe the best place for you to start marketing yourself and push your music will be South Africa. Now, the executive producer actually lived there for 7 years and is actually really well connected. And it just seemed, it still has been one of the greatest things that I've ever done. And so we pushed that way. I've got my people down there, and I just feel like the doors just flew open. I felt that South Africans were really they were very receptive. They were very open. Again, South Africans, like Angolans, you guys are just about, you want to make music, you want to make good music. And so then that started the last 3 years of constant trips down to South Africa, meeting people, meeting musicians, collaborating with other musicians from South Africa. And I think that South African people are just so incredible. They're so kind and vibrant and just on the cutting edge of so many things that are happening. And there's just a vibe when you go there. Angola has a vibe too, but it's completely different. And I'd have to actually unpack that myself to find out what are the distinct differences. But I can say that the vibe in South Africa is just so electric. It's just, music is everywhere. It's everywhere. They don't have that same stability or maintenance here in Angola regarding, it's slowly growing, but it's not the same. I feel like in South Africa, at every corner, there is a place to perform. There is a place to record. There is, there's just so much happening. And you guys are always on the cutting edge, so innovative. So, you've got your own sound, it's South Africa. So I met so many people along the way, and it's just, very, very close, very, very close to so many of my amazing, awesome South African friends, and now my South African fans. So I'd say when we went down there in December, we went down there with Garisi Nedima, who is a national treasure here in Angola, who's also the person that was featured in Twin Flame Love. And we went down there. We're staying at the gorgeous Maslow in Sandton, and yeah, beautiful. It was a real dream come true, I have to say. We went down there for the shooting of Twin Flame Love, the video, to work with Side Effects Films, DNA, the DNA, and Gotti says, hey, I got to go pick up one of my friends. I haven't seen him in years, and, he's dying to meet you guys. And, okay, great. And we know Gotti's very well connected also. Went down, train station, picked up this really, lanky, thin little guy with so much vibrant energy, wearing these incredible socks that were up to his knees. And then he had socks for all of us because he was I don't know, he was doing a design line of socks. Thank you, it was so great. We took him back home. We took him, back to the hotel with us, and we ended up staying together for 2 weeks. It was like that, instant. We all get into the hotel room, and you know, it's just incredible to be around musicians who love to work. You get in the studio, we had ooJah always comes packed. We always carry our stuff in our luggage. We set up an amazing recording, set up the hotel room. And it was just days and days and days of, it was a revolving door, 2 weeks of musicians coming in and out, recording sessions. It was very magical. And Ty was, and very much is still in my heart, was such a good soul. Such an amazing, amazing soul. So, like, free, just, just leave the guy to make his music. Like, that's all he wants, So many people are just wanting to live their art. And unfortunately, society makes that really difficult for so many of us. We still got to pay bills. We still have to sleep. We still have to put a roof over our head. And COVID changed a lot of that for so many of the musicians down in South Africa. I felt like a lot of people were just trying to get their mojo back, And I just really, we have a lot of music that was created in those 2 weeks, and we're kind of sitting on it like a little archive. People have already reached out to us. They know we have this music and they're wanting it from us. They're wanting for something really beautiful to come out. I'm very much a perfectionist. So I don't want to just hand it over and, it's got to be something that is very well thought and released con mucho amor, with a lot of love.
Okay. Look, whenever you're ready, whenever you and your team are ready, release the music. Look, sorry for your loss. And I'm sure you come down to SA, and I'm sure you've heard of Amapiano, you've seen it. Can we expect something along those lines from you?
Thank you. I just want to say thank you so much. It's such an incredible feeling to have people from South Africa get to know me. And I can't really say, because I'm on the receiving end, what they see in me or what they hear in my music, but I get this all the time. Do we have something Amapiano coming out from you? And it's yes, 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 and more yes, for sure, for sure. So this is to all of your listeners, Andile, all of your listeners, and we're gonna re-air this interview, and it's a public. If you've got some Amapiano for me, send it my way. Let's make magic.
Yeah, a lot of producers, DJs follow this platform, so. Be prepared to a lot of people are going to reach out to you, because that's all I'm going to say. Look, wow, it's been 30 minutes already. Lastly, what are you working on? What can people expect from Aisia Casanova?
Yeah. Finally, as an independent artist, not everything works as planned, because it's a small team, but it's a potent team. And last year, some plans fell through the cracks. So we released the EP, and unfortunately, I ended up getting sick. I ended up getting COVID myself, and was down, out of commission. And we lost momentum. So the EP is out in the world, but we didn't have a video. And so that has always been the goal and the idea, thank you, is to release awesome video, and that's how we pick up momentum, and that's how we get the song out to a lot of people. And a lot of people really need the visual. I myself am one of those people. So here we are, fast forward into 2022, and now we have the video, but the song had been released already in a year in advance. And you know how music is, sometimes those timelines, if they don't align, then you're in a bad position. All your hard work could actually go down the drain. So we had a lot of other songs that we weren't able to rope into the last EP. So we are actually releasing an extended EP with like 6 more songs, 6 great more songs. And that's gonna come shortly after the video is released. So video's ready. I don't actually have a date. I would have loved to have given you guys a date, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be around the 30th of this month. Around 30th, first few days of September. I can't wait for everybody to see it. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, just like the song. I can't wait for people to see it. Then after that, we're gonna release the extended EP, and then hopefully a couple of other videos, maybe another video around November, December time, and just keep the momentum going. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for, answering my questions, so openly. Good luck with everything. And yeah, for those that just joined, this interview will be available on the timeline. Aisia, have a great evening. And yeah, thanks again. Ne?
Andile, we're going to be seeing you very soon, okay?
Yes, please do hit me up when you come to SA.
I sure will. Everybody, follow me, please, on my Instagram, across all social media, Twitter, Facebook. I'm Aisia Casanova, spelled A-I-S-I-A-C-A-S-A-N-O-V. Thank you.
Good night.